And let's address libraries from the perspective of trains, trucks, and cars. In our social media attraction strategy, we encourage the use of a library as a hub. And many ask us, what is a library? We best explain that by saying that a library is very similar to a brick-and-mortar library. In previous website design, which we call Web 1.0, most of the pages in Web 1.0 pages or sites were static pages. And I say they were. There are still many static sites in use today. And for many years, this was a very good method of delivering information online. Yet there was no interaction with this site, and the information on the site was presented in a one-way communication. In recent years, a new type of web presence has been introduced, and they refer to it as a blog. Basically, it is a digital journal. This structure enables visitors to make comments on your journal entries, and it allows for threaded conversation to take place. With the introduction of social networking, sharing has become very simplified, and sharing information is a human trait that we all enjoy and we participate in. Now think about it. When you go to your local library, your local community library, your brick-and-mortar library, you find static information. A Harry Potter book, for example, is a piece of static information in your local library. A National Geographic book is static information as well. You'll also experience blog-type activities. A book review or a reading club would represent blog-type activities. You'll read a book, you'll discuss it, you'll comment on it, you'll have a conversation about it. The library's computers also provide access to information that is formatted like a journal. If you want to share the information you find in your local library, you can check that content out. But in order to not get fined, you need to be sure that you return it on time. Let's be good citizens. In a social media attraction library environment, you'll find these same characteristics. And we include static information. You might include address, hours, company history, that type of information as your static page information. We also provide for comments and threaded conversations. This is a feature that allows your visitors to get involved in your conversations, the conversations regarding your content. And we also make it very easy for you to share your information. By simply clicking on a social network icon, you can share this content with your friends in your networks. Beyond these common characteristics, you'll also find easy navigation in a library. We want your visitors to find what they're looking for very easily, and we also want to encourage them to blind navigate through so that they can learn more while they're visiting your library. This action somewhat mirrors the activities in a real-life library. When you visit a library, most do not go there for a single purpose, and only accomplish that. There's always, they're roaming around the library looking for other things of interest. In a social media attraction library and in many business marketing activities, you'll find a call to action is important. And including a call to action in each piece of your content encourages visitors to act. A call to action at your local library might be equal to asking the librarian a question, or checking out a book, or signing up for a class or an event. To construct a library requires a foundation. In our social media attraction libraries, we use a program called WordPress as our foundation, and we've developed a custom template that we believe optimizes for social business marketing activity. To hold up the walls, we use studs, and we might consider the static pages as studs. These items generally remain in place and don't move or change. And the bricks ultimately provide the appearance and the style of the building. This could be the content posts that you put into your library. This could be product or service information, valuable information that you're sharing with your audience. The windows ultimately act as the transparent aspects of your business. This is the information about your people and your customers, people in your community. Okay, trains are capable of carrying a ton of cargo and can travel very quickly to many different cities. The limitations that trains have is that they can only travel on the train track. So we can relate this limitation to static web pages. The page delivers information, but it's limited in what it can accomplish. I ask prospective clients all the time, you have a beautiful website, but how do you drive traffic to it? Static pages have very little value in attracting visitors, thus causing you to have to spend money to drive traffic to a Web 1.0 site. As with transportation, there have been evolution in technology with websites. Trains at one time were state-of-the-art, just like static websites. We introduced trucking in order to carry bulk cargo into the communities and into rural areas. With websites, we introduced message boards, forums, and blogs to carry information into the communities. And then your car ultimately enables you to carry the groceries all the way home to your family to enjoy and to digest. Mobile applications and social networks enable you to share the information you gain from websites and blogs with your family and your friends. Your family enjoys your information and digests it just like you do the groceries. The design of our social media attraction library is an amalgamation of 3 different technologies, enabling you to maximize your web presence. Sites developed with 1.0 will stay with us. We've advanced to include better technologies, just like trains are still with us, but they're no longer steam engines, they're diesel engines. So we do include static pages with sites still. The blog or the journaling element allows for regular content updates, and the social elements allow us to share this information. You'll also find comments and threaded conversations. So who visits the local library? Your neighbors in your community. The same people, the neighbors in your social networks will visit your online library. And what are they encouraged to do? You go to the brick and mortar library, you want to learn. Navigate through the library, try to improve yourself, provide some feedback, share that information, and maybe act by checking a book out. Same activity will take place in your online library. If we follow this construction theory, you'll find that your online environment will function very similar to your local library. Keeping the local library in mind helps you to develop content and populate your online library as you travel on your road to success.